which Euro round of 16 ties look most interesting. I do have to say, these European Championship round of 16 ties don't look crazy interesting in my opinion. But what you do see is, man, we are going to have an epic quarterfinals and beyond. Wow, we're going to get some good matchups in the quarterfinals. Now, let's get this straight. There is clearly a strong side in these brackets. There's no two ways about it. There's the one side of the bracket that includes Germany, Spain, France, Portugal, Belgium. And then there's another side that has, England, Switzerland, Italy, Netherlands, Austria, Slovakia, Turkey, Romania. It's clear that, a lot of the bigger teams, in my opinion, the four best teams from these group stages are all in one side of the bracket. So, it's clear that there is. But if you break down some of these round of 16 ties that look most interesting, I would say the best one. No, should we start off? No. We're going to go with three. We're going to go with three. Three of them. No, I'm going to say four. I say the fourth one would be from 4 to 1. I'm going to count down from 4 to 1. These ties that I don't include, by the way, I don't include them because I don't think they'll be as interesting. I think England, Slovakia, clear favorite there. Austria, Turkey. I think there's England, Slovakia. There's a clear favorite there. I'm not underestimating Slovakia, and I think England, it'll be a very, very tight game just because of how bad England are. But I think England, at the end of the day, the quality is going to prevail. It's going to look nasty. It's going to look dirty. It's not going to look like proper football. It's going to look, it's going to be a battle of very mid teams. But I think England, just with the quality that they have, they'll scrape a 1-0 win. Austria-Turkey is another game that I will not include as one of my 4 interesting games because of the fact that I've really not been impressed with Turkey at all in this tournament. I thought in terms of the general play has been weak, especially that Portugal game. I thought even in that Georgia game, they relied on individual moments of magic, banger goals to get past Georgia. And in that Czechia game, that they really, they were really on the back foot at certain times, despite playing a majority of the game with 10 men. Just, I don't think they're at the levels, and I think Australia is a brilliant, brilliant team. For me, there's a clear favorite there. Portugal, Slovenia, similar thing with the fact that just with England, Slovakia, similar situation with Portugal, Slovenia. A lot more of the quality is from Portugal. Just they have better players, and can Jan Oblak and Benjamin Sesko make this game interesting? Sure. But, the quality of Portugal, I think, will see them through. But it'll be very, very interesting. It won't be very, very interesting, but it'll be interesting. And then, in my opinion, the worst tie of these round of 16 is Spain and Georgia. Georgia, they did very good to see themselves through. But Spain is just miles better than them. It'll be the most comfortable round of 16 that Spain have ever had, ever. This game could be over at halftime, probably. It's just not to the level of a round of 16, and we shouldn't really even be getting this game at the round of 16. Let's just be honest. But I don't want to disrespect Georgia. They're just not at the level of Spain. Georgia kind of got lucky in the fact that they got to face a Portugal team that was playing a Portugal B team. Spain will be playing their full team that they've played that have had 2 dominating results, dominating performances, and they're entering this in amazing form. And yeah, they're not slipping up to Georgia. Georgia will have to play extremely compact and pray, and yeah, I just don't see it happening. But it's a good way for Spain to open up, continue to build momentum, and it's clear that Georgia gonna have to play an extremely low block, and we're gonna get to see Spain, and they're gonna have a good session of trying to break down a low block, which will be good to. It'll be good for Luis de la Fuente to find more about his team. And I'm talking about it like it's almost a training session, but for me, it kind of is. That's just the difference in quality between these two teams. And yeah, it's kind of crazy we're getting this tie in the round of 16. Now let's go for some more interesting games. I'd say countdown. I'm gonna count down actually. Fourth most interesting game is Romania Netherlands. This is a game actually contested by a group winner, the first place team, and a third place team in Netherlands. But also, I think the third place team in Netherlands probably are the favorites in this game, which is crazy thing to say. But no, it's not a crazy thing to say. It is not a crazy thing to say the Netherlands are favored actually. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. Have you had a third place team that won around the 16 game? Yeah, actually Portugal, they won the European Championships as a third place team. So that's actually a very bad comparison. I actually believe Ukraine finished third place too, and they were able to beat Sweden in 2021. So yeah, third place teams have been able to get victories in the European Championships, and I think we'll have that in this game. I think that what makes this tie interesting is the fact that Romania are group winners and Netherlands are third place team. I think Netherlands have a next level of gear that they can kick on when the knockout stages begin. I think is a good way for them to build momentum. I think is a good test for them. I think Romania also being strong defensively makes this an interesting game. Now this is going to be a tight game, and this is not one that Netherlands are can be comfortable favorites now by any stretch of imagination. Romania are very good defensively. They're very efficient. They're fine playing without the ball. They can play with possession of the ball. They have flexibility. They're defensively, as I said, very, very solid defensively. And, their efficiency in attack makes them deadly. But I just think Netherlands, the quality will prevail. They have a next level of gear to kick in. I think Cody Gakpo is a very efficient player when he's playing for the Netherlands. I think Memphis Depay, if he's on his day, he'll be a lot for Romania to handle. I think that's the kind of player, Romania has has more of the old school kind of center backs. Playing a guy like Memphis Depay that'll come at you with pace may give them a little bit of a concern. Xavi Simons also provides creativity there. Now, Netherlands, what they do in the midfield is going to be very interesting. Veneers, you saw how poor he performed, getting subbed off in 30th minute. How do they line up in the midfield? Do they try to bring in Frimpong back in and play him as that right midfield, right winger hybrid role? It'll be interesting to see how Netherlands set up. And but yeah, I think Netherlands are the best. Will be the ones that move on in that. I think my third one is Germany, Denmark. I think out of a lot of these games, I think Denmark are the team, the underdog team that really has the quality to really make them, the other team, give them the biggest nightmare, in my opinion. Denmark going up against Germany. Because of the fact that they have experience, they've reached the Euro semifinals, they have quality in Christian Eriksen, Højbjerg, Yusuf Poulsen, who can come off the bench and be an option for them. Defensively, they're strong with the back three that they play with Vestergaard, Christensen, Jacob Mele, who's a good wing back for them. The overall strong team. They're very, very good in possession. What they have lacked over these past few major international tournaments is that real cutting edge in attack, that real being able to make that final play, that final ball. And that may be the reason why they won't be able to get past Denmark, just that real cutting edge in attack. There's been games that I've watched them play where, you think, they could play 180 minutes and not sniff goal, not even test a goalkeeper. In terms of midfield and defense and goalkeeper, strong. That's a strong unit there. I think they're able to control possession of play, even against the good teams. I think defensively they don't give up much, but offensively they just lack that cutting edge, and that may be the reason. But if they're able to find that breakthrough, if they're able, maybe Højbjerg is able to spring one in because he has a shot on him, or they're able to get a deflection or something, they're able to find that breakthrough, or they're able to score a wonder goal like they scored against England and somehow find the back of the net, they can be a very, very strong opposition. Germany can find themselves in a very, very dangerous situation, because Germany has proven, sometimes they do lack that little bit of creativity to find that breakthrough, to be able to break down a strong defensive team. Even going back, against the Switzerland, it took a set piece in the final minute to break them down. If you go back before the Euros, in the warm-up game against Ukraine, they struggled to break down their defense. They have proven sometimes that, they can be weak in terms of being able to break down a very, very solid defense, very tight defense. And that can make it interesting, especially as the game goes on. The longer it goes on 0-0, the more dangerous it is as a home team playing in that pressure, being considered the favorite. So, yeah, I think that will be an interesting tie, definitely. Denmark definitely has the quality to make it interesting tie. France, Belgium is my number 2. In terms of quality from both teams, this is the best game in these round of 16. When you look at the quality all around the pitch, Kevin De Bruyne, Amadou Onana, Romelu Lukaku, Leandro Trossard, Jeremy Doku, Mbappe, Dembele, Griezmann, etc., etc., etc. Now, this is a game, in my opinion, that I see Belgium having much control of the game in terms of dictating the game, in terms of being on the front foot, of being the main protagonist. But because France want them to do that, because France will be willing for them to do that, I think Belgium does have the quality to take control of the ball and to generate a lot of opportunities. But that's what France wants them to do. France would want Belgium to push guys forward, to open themselves up, because what they do amazingly well is defend very, very tight, very, very, very well, and then play in transition with the likes of Mbappe, Dembele, Thuram, Griezmann. That is the most, that's what France love to do. And Belgium is a good test for them, and it's their fault. They could be playing Turkey right now in the round of 16 and be on the top half of the bracket, but they put themselves in this situation by finishing second, not taking care of Poland, and it makes it interesting now. But Belgium, they do have the quality to make this French team struggle a bit. I think the way that France performed in these group stages, I don't think that'd be good enough for them to get past Belgium. The thing with Belgium, though, they have to be clinical, because they will be able to create opportunities. France will allow them to create opportunities, but they have to be clinical, and they have to have that real cutting edge to make the France pay. And Romelu Lukaku has been opposite of clinical, which is why I don't know. Kevin De Bruyne will also be very key in this game in terms of being able to break down that tight French defense. He's going to need creativity. He's going to need to provide his creativity. He also needs to show his capacity to make runs into the box and to be able to get a strike off, because a lot of what France does is to keep the ball in front of them, and sometimes they allow yourself to have an opportunity to take a strike at goal. And De Bruyne, he has to be very, he has that ability, so that could be a factor in this game. Now, overall, I think, France will do what they always done. I think Belgium do have a shot in this game, if they are able to be clinical, and defensively, I thought they've been pretty good in this tournament as well. But now you're going up against France with Mbappe, Thuram, Dembele in the knockout stages, but also, if the France's attack is as lackluster as they were in the group stages, then Belgium could also, really be fancying their chances. So it's going to be a tight one. I think France are going to win 1-0. I think they're going to be very, very tight defensively, and I think they'll find that breakthrough. And I don't think Belgium will be able to break down the French defense. But man, this game could go either way, in my opinion. Really could. And then my final game has to be Switzerland-Italy. What a game. In terms of Switzerland, very, very talented, have had a very, very good group stages, and have performed much better than Italy at these European Championships, having 7 points, all that, etc., etc. But Italy have the footballing history, have the footballing culture, have the football heritage. They scraped through the group stages, but don't matter no more. Now they're in the knockout stages, and they have everything to play for. They're on the favorable side of the bracket. They don't have the quality that they had before, but they still have that Italian spirit. You saw that in the way that they were able to get past Croatia in the final minutes to get to this point. Don't sleep on Italy. Switzerland have performed better in this tournament and have played much better football, but Italia got the culture, the DNA, and I think that makes them really, really deadly, and could put Switzerland on a potential pathway to being flying home after Switzerland, back to Switzerland after these round of 16. So that is the tightest matchup, in my opinion, in this round of 16. Hence, that's why I have them number 1.